Versace sold. Prada just bought in the legendary house of Versace for around $1.375 billion, and it's a legendary move. We have more such interesting and exciting news for the week. On Saturdays, particularly, it's a plugin. We post a lot about news and only about news specifically. So stick along the video, you'll find interesting news. Hello, my name is Rupanjay Kumar, and I welcome you to Renaissance Solocast. So, the very first news is coming from Prada and Versace, obviously. The acquisition is so big that I need to talk about it in the very first segment. Prada Group acquired Versace from Capri Holdings, which was the parent group which was holding Versace for a longer period of time. They acquired them for around $1.375 billion, which is approximately 1.3 billion euros. This acquisition was done on December 2, 2025, and it was supposedly Gianni Versace's birthday. Looking into a fact that Prada CEO has mentioned that he wants to get into sustainable economic or revenue growth. Right. Now, this move is very giant and very specific based on his requirements, right? Because the Prada company, the particular company, not the group, the Prada company is mainly based on sophisticated minimalism, right? And Versace is based on maximalism. So, the company, the whole group, particularly, is sharing the same corporate wallet but for two different looks, so that won't affect their fashion percentage on which the revenue would be calculated. Now, the next news is coming from New York Fashion Week. So, New York Fashion Week has banned something which has been one of the integral parts of 90s fashion. So, CFDA, Council of Fashion Designers of America, has announced that they are banning animal fur from their official New York Fashion Week lineup. This policy begins from September 2026, where the brands would be presenting their Spring Summer 2027 collection. Now, you might be confused कि यार इसने बोला September 2026 से ये बैन होगा जहाँ पे ब्रांड Spring Summer 2027 का कलेक्शन प्रेजेंट करेंगे. ये थोड़ा confusing sound करता है. To clear this out, I would be making an Instagram reel, so you could follow me on Instagram, and we do a lot of different stuff there. तो follow कर लो यार, मतलब इतना मेहनत लगता नहीं है follow करने में, right? So, the CEO of CFDA, Stephen Coib, has said that consumers are currently purchasing and getting into products that are free from animal cruelty. So they also want to get into that. Now, New York Fashion Week has joined London Fashion Week and Copenhagen Fashion Week into promoting this concept of not promoting animal cruelty. Not promoting, they're not promoting animal cruelty altogether, right? So this is a great move. Now, the next news is making me very happy. So, the Fashion Awards 2025 presented by Pandora went down in London, and it brings the British talent all together. Northern Irish designer Jonathan Anderson and one of my favorites have won the Best Designer of the Year for the third consecutive time. And looking into Jonathan Anderson's discography or the way he works, he is simultaneously managing two different companies, his own brand, JW Anderson, and Christian Dior, where he just debuted. So, he has been putting a lot of his creative energy, and he has been presenting around 10 shows over a year, throughout a year particularly. So, that's not easy, my friend. That's not easy. That's very hard to do. And what I feel is majorly Jonathan can pull it out, so he deserves to be the best designer of the year. Apart from Jonathan Anderson, Grace Wales Bonner, who is at Hermes now, and Sarah Burton, who is at Givenchy, has also won awards, and that is a huge thing for the British talent because it shows that the British are only leading the European success. By the way, we can't talk about fashion without teaming up, right? So we have a lot three collaborations only, sorry, and we need to discuss in details about it. So let's talk about the biggest collaborations that made fashion accessible. The very first collaboration has happened between Nike and Chocmas. इन्होंने पहले भी बहुत बारी collaborate करा है and those collaborations were great, very great. But this time they've collaborated on a ski wear lineup और बेसिकली एक 80s का एस्थेटिक है उसमें 80s की वेयर एस्थेटिक एंड नाइकी हैज बॉट इन द गोरटेक्स टेक्नोलॉजी इट इज़ अ वेरी एक्सपेंसिव collection ski wear has to be expensive because it has always been expensive I didn't like the collaboration, but if you are interested in ski wear, if you go to skiing a lot, then you can look into it, and if you have that sort of money, you can definitely buy it. Now, the next big news is coming from H&M and Stella McCartney. Both the brands have collaborated after 20 years since they debuted their very first collaboration. And this time they're bringing sustainable material and they're very conscious about the material. Very particularly they're trying to bring animal cruelty free materials and everything. And this is a very great news for the fashion industry, because a lot, like previously I talked about the London Fashion Week and the New York Fashion Week, that they have banned the animal fur coat and everything. So that is a good news for the fashion industry, because now people and the brands are more shifting towards sustainable materials, and that's a huge and great news. And the collaboration has to be great for the female audience, because Stella McCartney is a brand which makes their items for the females. So here we end the international major fashion news, and now let's shift to the Indian fashion news. So, we only have one major fashion news from India, and it's about a fashion week that has been introduced to promote inclusivity and heritage. And it's the Delhi Fashion Week. It has just debuted on December 2 and 3. It was held in Delhi, obviously, and it was made to promote inclusivity. So, how did the show go and how did it go? You can just visit their Instagram page from the comment section below. But just to let you know, Viksit Bharat, which is an initiative by government of India, they have also promoted their way of khadi. So they have done a khadi showcase completely. And to be very honest, shows like this or the weeks like this is very very important to be held in different states of India, just to promote their own state fabrics, the way of printing, and the way of stamping, and multiple different things, the way fashion could be promoted in that particular state, because all the states in India have something different in terms of prints, in terms of patterns, in terms of everything, the way they make their clothes and multiple different things. So what I feel is this should be promoted to each and every state, and it would be a great initiative by government or by private organizations itself. So that was it for the news of the week. I hope you did like it. By looking into this week, I just understood, and we just understood, that the fashion industry runs on three particular things: consolidation, sustainability, and technology at this point of time. So if you are an upcoming brand, then you can focus on these three things and you will be bigger. Well, hit the like button, comment down in the comment section below the part that you liked, and follow us on Instagram, because we are super active there. वहाँ पे आपको पता चल रहा होगा कि हम कब डाल रहे हैं, क्या डाल रहे हैं. So you can just follow us from the description. That would be a great help. I hope you did like the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.